So this whole thing starts with him just asking me like, "How are you doing? Good evening, hello." Very casual. And I asked, "Do we know each other?" Obviously, I know we don't know each other. But let's start it easy. And he says he like just kind of found him in his suggested people column. I don't know, asking how is everything here, and immediately asking if we can establish a good friendship. Um, and yeah, I tried to like drop the pandemic as a topic, but yeah, he asked where I live, and he blurts out he's from the US, from New York, Manhattan, which before it showed on his profile, but I can no longer see this interesting thing. You'll find out why. Um, and he says he has been deployed to Afghanistan, which is where he's now. I say I'm from West Germany because obviously I'm not interested in telling my exact whereabouts. He says his mom is from Germany, which is interesting, and he says his name is Samson, which is interesting because he on his profile spells himself Sampson. Does that exist as a name? Let me know. And he says, "I'm happy we are from the same town." So I suppose West Germany is a town. We're from the same town maternally. Um, and yeah, he's heard a lot about Germany but not been there. Blah blah blah, worth a visit. Obviously, I want to keep him talking, so I say, "Yeah, interesting. Yeah, let's. I'll show you around when you come here, of course." And he says, "Wow, I'm glad to know this from you. I will visit there after my mission here in Afghanistan. Really, it would be a wonderful experience with you." And his mission lasts 2 weeks. He asks my name. Obviously, I don't want to give my name, so I call myself Betty. And yes, sure, I will return safely by the grace of God. Wonderful. I sent some praying hands to pray for Samson. And he says, "Wow, what a beautiful name for a beautiful angel. You look very beautiful in your photo." My profile photo is me in the Netherlands hugging a statue of Miffy the bunny and making a crazy face, but I'm glad someone finds it beautiful. And yeah, my name is apparently beautiful too. And he says, "A million kisses for you." Smiles. Haha. "Are you married?" Which I choose to ignore, and ask for his hobbies. He also chooses to ignore this at first and asks how old I am. I make myself 30. And his hobbies. He loves reading the newspapers, going to the beach, and playing yoga. And he's apparently 55. Now is a good time to mention that. Like, sadly, I cannot show you guys anymore, but at the top of his profile, he had these pictures of this man that you see now. At the time where we spoke, his profile picture was like a bunch of flowers, but he had about 3 pictures of this man that you're seeing on the profile picture, but that is not him. And in his old pictures, there were actually pictures of a man that I would say is like 30, 35, and from like a more warm country. I don't know. Definitely not Samson from the US. But yeah, I mean, I'm bound to agree with whatever he tells me at this point, obviously, and like everything. And so I say, "Oh, a mature man." But I couldn't let the playing yoga thing slip, so I asked, "How do you play yoga?" I mean, there's still the chance he meant playing yo-yo, I guess. I mean, that's a good hobby to pass time in Afghanistan, right? There's some wicked yoga tricks. Yo-yo tricks, but wicked yoga tricks are good too. But he says, "It's a form of exercise I can teach you when I certainly come to you." And yeah, now he asks what my profession is. I say real estate agent because I want to be rich, obviously. And he says he loves his job. He gives medical assistance to individuals of any kind here in Afghanistan. "Taking care of people is my responsibility, my princess." "Are you married?" I ignore that again. Sounds very fulfilling. Then I drop that I hear things about violence from US troops in Afghanistan, but well, do you have kids? No kids, obviously. And then he drops a thing that has already become a meme for me and my wife. He says, it's all fun here. Fun. In Afghanistan, yeah. It's our duty to save life. We are born and trained for it. If you're born for it, do you really need to train? But yeah, once again, it's really my pleasure to meet you. And he tells me that he's been married, but always too busy with kids. And it's good to be pretty and not pretty alone, but to be admired by someone. I really do admire you. You're so beautiful. Oh, my heart was melting. But obviously, yeah, as you see here, I was done with waiting and asked, can you cut your mission short and come now? Come to Germany now. Forget Afghanistan. Then he's like telling me some info about his day that no one asked for. Because by this time I figured out that he copy pastes like chunks of prepared conversations that are so much better in their like language quality than his like spontaneous answers. But he says, my dear, I have already signed my papers for retirement and the date is scheduled for 14th of February. I see. And more romantic stuff and more stuff that's suddenly like very good English. I again say, can I come to Afghanistan? And he says, 2 weeks is just by the corner, dear. No, my dear, I can't risk your life for the sake of our love for this relationship. Okay, I will come to you as soon as I can. And I said, but you said it's all fun in Afghanistan. No violence. I can buy a jungle outfit and a helmet and hop on the next plane. And then he says, when I mean fun, I mean shootings and death. Smile. You're really funny, my dear little angel. Because I obviously want to convince him, I go on to show my jungle outfit. I found this by searching sexy archaeologists. I will wear this outfit and come. And he says, my dear, you can't come to me, okay? It's too risky. And I said, so you are lying. You said you love me. And he says, can I have a photo of you? And that like tickled me a little bit. And I decided now is a good time to show a photo of my favorite reality TV celebrity. So I asked what airport is closest to you and like ask some more, push him some more that I really want to visit him. And then I dropped the photo of me. Obviously 30. Here's a picture of me from last September. I kind of wanted to like include the summer vibes this picture has. He says, can I get a new photo? I believe you have some. The photo is nice anyway. And yeah, now is the time to show that I have rapidly aged in the 4 months that separate us from September. Here I am, being tired from my hard work as a real estate agent. You look beautiful. I know, I'm a boss babe. Then some more copy-pasted romantic stuff about how he's been hurt and longs for love. And I say, I have the key to your heart, Samson or Samson or Sapson. Let me love you. Life is special and I like to wake up feeling excited of what the new day brings, even if that means bouncing off the planets. I'm not sure what that means. Is that like an expression people use? And I say, I agree. How can you prove this love to me? And I said, tell me how I can prove it and I will. I mean, I'm willing to fly to Afghanistan right this minute. And I give another picture to show that I'm flirty, wink wink. And he says some more romantic stuff. And I tell him he's a true poet and he says he's an optimist. And I decide to bring Jesus into the conversation to kind of open up on the topic of guilt. So I say, I'm also an optimist. Wow, what a coinky doink. Jesus has brought us together. Jesus is also an optimist, do you know? And some more copy-pasted romantic stuff. And then he says, yes, he's the beginning of all this that has been made and yet to me made. I don't know if he's referring to the money he's hoping to get out of me. But I say, I want the same from a man. Yes, if we lie or cheat or betray, Jesus sees all. God have mercy on worthless people. I want to give my love to someone who deserves it as well. He says, may the wishes of our heart come to pass. And I say, yes, Samson, Samson. May that become true. Now tell me how I can fly to you. I need to see you. Then more copy paste romantic stuff, and I say, can you book a plane for me? He also tells me age doesn't matter, and I'm a bit like, from the picture, aren't we like of similar age now? But whatever. And I tell him like I really want to come. I don't want to chat for days and be uncertain. He says here it's a war zone. The ISIS are wicked and can get you, and tells me I'll be kidnapped. And I say like I'm too fierce to be kidnapped. I'm so brave. And I say fly me in, Samson. And then some more stuff no one asked for. And then he says, do you have any other men you ride to here beside me? And I say no. Have you got any other relationships? Sam, please, no games, no. Here or in any other social network. And I'm like, why are you asking this? Because I'm like, doesn't he trust me? Am I not the trusting and trustworthy one in this? Just to be sure who I'm dealing with. And I say, Samson, please let me come to you. He says, okay, fine. Do you have the money to fly down? Of course I do. I'm a flashy estate agent. He says, how much do you have in your savings? I earn well. Can you buy an Amazon card and send it over, please? Currently about 20,000, I think. Plus I own 2 apartments. Yeah, I wish. What do you need the Amazon card for? How much money do you have, Sammy? I mean, obviously he's not gonna tell me how much money he has. But he needs the Amazon card for this. My boys are hungry and I need to sell it to the top official here so I can give it to few of my men here. The US government has not paid. I think that's the most real thing we've heard here so far. Oh no, that's terrible. They promise and fail most times. Also very like current reality for all of us, eh? So not all fun, huh? I hope Amazon Groceries delivers to Afghanistan. Wouldn't a Costco card be better, my love? Or Walmart? Should I send you some food, baby? He says, can you send some money from the Walmart? Is a very believable American who does not have a concept of Walmart. Or does Walmart send money? I don't even know. What am I talking about? I was gonna send you a food package from Walmart. It's a supermarket. What airport should I book my plane ticket to? And when should I arrive, Sammy? Because like guys, obviously I looked up airports in Afghanistan to also play my part, and there are a few. He says, oh really? Okay, you can do that. Would be so lovely of you. As soon as you can, dear. Just Google it on Google Map. And I say, but isn't Afghanistan kind of big? He says, it's a war zone. Yeah, but it's also a country with more than one airport. That's all I can say with big cities. Yes, sure. Yes. Can you give me your bank details so I can transfer my money to you in case something happens to me on the flight? You can see at this point I'm like not patient enough to be love scammed. I'm gonna book it now. This is a message I drew back because I made a typo. I don't know why at that point I decided typos mattered. They didn't matter before, eh? But yeah, by this time I want to prove that I'm really coming to Afghanistan. So, this is my plane ticket for 5,000 euros. With 2 stopovers, and I gave myself this amazing name, which basically means flaming slipper. And payment accepted. I mean, that's what it always says on your plane ticket, right? Payment accepted. But yeah, I booked it. Nothing bad will happen, dear. I'm so excited. I arrive at Herat airport at 2:45 on the 31st, and I asked, should I book a hotel for us, or can you take me to the army base? Then he didn't reply for a while, and I thought I lost him, so I'm like, Samson, hello? And he says, yes, sure, I can take you wherever you wish. Obviously, this was very inspiring for me, so here's a Aladdin and Jasmine gift and some hearts. And he says, can I send you my account details so you can send some money for me for feeding tomorrow? Please, my love, myself and my boys. By now, I feel like that army is like a family-run business. But obviously, yeah, how much do you need? I'm gonna send the money. And he suggests 1,500 euros. And then I go through a bit of making him swear on Jesus Chrysler and Jesus Christ that he will pay me back. And he had some hesitations with that, which I found fascinating. He said, "Thou shalt not use the name of the Lord God is vain." And I said, "But at court, you Americans swear on the Bible, Samson." And he was very hesitant, but then he finally swore on Jesus. "You got it, I swear by our Lord Jesus Christ, I will give you the money." I think this was a bit of a guilt issue for him. And then now my dog wants in my lap, so he's gonna like co-pilot this whole thing. But yeah, I said, "Okay, my darling, I will send it. Now I know you have a clean heart." And he says, "Okay, are you for real? Should I send you the details? Blah, blah, blah." Um, Obviously, yeah, I'm gonna cement our love here with this beautiful picture. I tried to find the most beautiful one I could find, and made this little poem in English, German, and French. And he says there is a agent in Germany that he's like giving me the details of, and then I'm gonna like blur this out, but there you guys see it. He sent me his bank details for Solaris Bank in Berlin, complete with an account holder name, and I googled the surname, and then it's a Nigerian surname. I'm gonna bring that up later for surprise value. But yeah, he asked me to send 1,500 there, and I say, "Don't command me," because he's getting impatient. He says, "Okay, I am waiting. Send it now with your computer and send me the details." And when I call him out for being rude, he like draws back a little. "Baby, I love you. You mean the world to me." And he's already like gotten to accepting these things I say. "Say sorry, my beloved Betty. I ask Jesus for forgiveness." And he says, "I'm sorry, Betty. I ask Jesus for forgiveness." Then I try to draw it out a bit more, saying, "Did I tell you about my time when I worked as a dancer on a cruise ship?" And he says, "Not really." He said, "What a grand time it was back in the 90s. Obviously, he doesn't care about details, so he didn't pick up this hint on my age. Sad. "Money is temporary, but good experiences are forever." Yeah, that's true. He must be burning at that point. And then he tells me a little like sob story about his life that also looks copy pasted because it has more or less correct grammar and writing. But yeah, yeah, this is where I want to introduce the final hit. But before I could see that he really was getting like tired of making an effort, so like he just like copy pasted 3 questions to ask me. Then I decide to like mimic said behavior. But yeah, then I admit, "Honey, I had an accident with your friend's bank details. Will you still love me if I tell you?" And then he gets like very surprised that I know that the surname is Nigerian. Obviously underestimated my Google skills. But then I proceed to tell him that something went wrong with the bank transfer. So I said, "Well, see, your boys might be confused because I was writing my bank transfers. You remember I'm a estate agent, right?" He goes, "Yes." "So I'm in the process of buying a new apartment, and I was handwriting some bank transfers the old way, and I was so confused I accidentally wrote your agent's bank details down as the sender account for my bank deposit. So now they're booking off 5,000 from your agent's account. I'm so sorry, baby." He says, "What do you mean?" Not even a question mark is getting serious. And I say, "So I have to pay a deposit of 5,000 for the apartment I'm buying, and I accidentally wrote your agent's bank details as the account that will pay the 5,000. He says, "Cancel the transaction and do the needful." Do the needful. Fave. "I can't. I'm sorry. I threw the transfer paper into the mailbox for transfers at my bank. It's in my neighborhood. I just walked there. And afterwards I realized my mistake. It will probably be booked off your agent's account in 3 to 4 days, and then I can try for my bank to reclaim it, which might take up to 2 weeks." Thumbs up from Samson. I hope it's okay. So you will be 5,000 in the minus for a few weeks, but I'm sure you will manage. You're a strong man. He says, you are silly. I said, no, I'm just a bit old by now. But by this time he has lost all his like will to perform more acting skills towards me, and he says, you think you can play with my time? I say, you probably gathered that I was not being too true about my age, but a lady never ages, right? But yeah, by this time Samson was over me. He said, I don't blame you. I said, no, baby, I booked a flight for 5,000 euros. Why would I be playing with your time? And he says, go to hell. I said, I showed you my flight booking confirmation, but he says, cancel the ticket. I think you're also 5,000 in the minus for booking that. And I say, yes, but I have the money. Like I told you, I can afford it. I'm a real estate agent, the flashiest in my town. But then he says, then do the right thing by sending the money I asked you, if truly you have the money. And I tried to reply to that, but I don't know how he changed the time to 1970 January 1, but by that time the conversation had lasted 2 hours and he was done with me and blocked me. I was blocked by my scammer. I am so sad. I thought this could develop into a friendship of trust and honesty, but I guess I'm not flying to Afghanistan in 2 weeks, and have to do my holiday at home. But thank you so much for joining in. I hope you had some fun. And really, I know scamming happens in a way because of like the awful economic situation in the country where the scammers are from. So I have some understanding as to why it happened, but I also, like, funny enough, just a few days watched a ton of documentaries about like what happens with the people who are scammed, and some people have lost their will to live and acted upon it because they've been scammed for like half a year by love scammers, and very often like old naive ladies trying online dating for the first time, and it's awfully sad. And so I feel that wasting these people's time is a little contribution to them not scamming someone more gullible for a few hours. So yeah, thank you for joining in.